North Korea launched over 300 more balloons carrying trash towards South Korea over the weekend, according to Seoul's military, amid heightened tensions over Pyongyang's continued balloon campaign.
북한의 지속적인 오물풍선 작전으로 긴장감이 고조되는 상황에서 지난 주말 북한이 또다시 300개 이상의 대남 오물풍선을 추가로 살포했다고 군 당국이 발표했습니다.
Yeah, I don't know if you got the text notifications
Oh, I did. I live
over
in
the
Paju.
weekend. Yeah. Oh, okay. So you live near, closer to the border.
Yes, I've been getting quite a lot of these.
Yeah, we've been bombarded not by these text messages, but also these balloons.
Yeah,
in
the trash
entire country.
balloons.
Yeah, it began Saturday morning here, Korea time. Over 330 or about 330 balloons is what the Joint Chiefs of Staff is saying. About 80 of them actually managed to get over the border and land inside South Korea. And yet again, they contain trash, they contain scraps of paper and plastic. I think there was some garbage with some Chinese writing that were on it as well.
Right.
And we know that this is part of this whole tit for tat sort of campaign that's happening right now between the two sides.
And tit for tat means if you do something, I'll do something in return.
It's very elementary
it's not
in a
good,
way.
though.
You're
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
if you do something, I retaliate.
Retaliate.
It reminds me of the word 티격태격. You know, they kind of sound the same.
similar.
Right, sound similar.
그러네요.
But they're
tit for
not
tat.
exactly tit for tat, right?
맞아요. 원래는 이제 눈에는 눈, 이에는 이 이런 느낌으로 너도 뭐 했어? 그럼 나는 이렇게 보복하겠어 하는 게 tit for tat인데요. 티격태격이랑
Yeah, that's what's happening
약간
right now.
발음도 비슷하고
Essentially.
네, 그렇게 보복을 하게 되면은 살짝의 그런 언쟁이 있을 수 있으니까 같이 연상시키면 되겠네요.
Yeah, and if you listen to what North Korea is saying, is they're saying they're doing it in response to activists in South Korea sending over leaflets, and then we had the South Korean government re-engaging with these loudspeakers over the border. So there's a lot of tit for tat happening right now.
Exactly, and the latest sort of not throwing, but what's the verb to use here to send the balloons?
I think they
Sending?
said just send over balloons.
Okay, so the latest sending over of the balloons, North Korea said, was again a retaliation of using the loudspeakers on the south part because we have been saying, stop sending the balloons.
Right.
And they said, okay, you just used your, the speaker and, we're going to retaliate by sending more balloons. So that's their point.
This is my opinion, but it reminds me of a saying that the former First Lady in the U.S., Michelle Obama, said, when they go low, we go high.
Yes,
that's
the way to go.
If we don't stoop to their same level. But I understand why certain people would retaliate in certain ways.
Okay. Yeah. We're looking at heightened tensions between both Koreas here.
Yeah, that's what's happening in the last couple of months. When something's heightened, it's raised or it goes higher, it's elevated. And tensions, we're just talking about a state of hostility, perhaps, or opposition between either individuals or groups, two countries here, malevolence between the two sides, perhaps?
Yeah, exactly. heightened, 이 단어 안에 height가 들어가 있죠? 우리 키 얘기할 때 height라고 하는데 heightened는 뭔가가 고조됐다, 이렇게 높게 올라가는 이미지 생각하시면 되고요. tension, 바로 긴장감입니다. 그래서 남북 간의 긴장감이 고조됐다, 이 뜻이고요. heightened tensions.
If I may point out the pronunciation of tension, I hear tension a lot in Korea with the SH, but I believe it's a CH sound here. For example, attention. When you say attention, it's attention with the CH, but attention is what I hear often. But I think the pronunciation is a CH. Correct me if I'm wrong, everyone.
For this particular word?
So tension would be a CH sound in there.
Okay.
As opposed to tension.
Never really thought about it.
Yeah, but the dictionary will say tension, but there's a little ch sound in there.
Got it. Okay. 자, 그다음에 이제 campaign이라는 단어가 어떻게 쓰였죠?
Campaign. Here we're talking about in military terms, where a connected series of military operations as part of a phase of a war. But when we talk about campaign, it's a series or a project designed to bring about some sort of result, like a political campaign or a voting campaign.
네, 그렇죠. 여기서는 군사작전이라는 의미로 쓰였다고 볼 수 있겠죠. 북한에서 오물풍선을 날리는 캠페인을 펼쳤다라고 하는데 이 캠페인이 맥락에 따라서 굉장히 다양하게 해석이 됩니다. In this case, Pyongyang's continued 지속적인 balloon campaign 하게 되겠습니다. 어젯밤에도 또 한 번 문자가 또 이렇게 왔더라고요. 그래서 보니까 그동안은 사실 이제 경기도 위주로 오물풍선이 많이 떨어졌었지만 서울에도 이제 바람이 많이 불어가지고 어제 그래서
Right.
서울에도 하나가 이제 떨어졌다고 합니다. 위험한 것이 아직 발견되지 않았지만 그래도
Yes.
굉장히 조심하셔야 돼요.
I was going to say,
절대 만지면 안
do not
됩니다.
touch it.
절대 안 되고요.
Call authorities
그렇습니다.
and
네.
let them take care of it.
네, 바로 신고를 하셔야 됩니다. 자, 다시 한번 읽어볼게요. North Korea launched over 300 more balloons carrying trash towards South Korea over the weekend, according to Seoul's military, amid heightened tensions over Pyongyang's continued balloon campaign. Now, let's move on to the second headline.
K-pop group New Jeans' album How Sweet has surpassed 1 million sales on Circle Chart's May album chart, becoming their fourth consecutive album to reach this milestone.
그룹 뉴진스의 How Sweet 앨범이 서클 차트 5월 앨범 차트에서 100만 장 이상 팔리면서 그룹의 4연속 밀리언셀러를 기록했습니다.
Yes, so now to some more lighter news.
Yes.
And don't you know how sweet it is, Sue? This song is playing on a loop on my personal playlist.
Oh, really?
It's very catchy.
Okay.
The hook is such a catchy tune. And the
Can
dance.
you sing it for us?
I will not singing for anyone and ruin the song. I'll probably have the Bunnies, the New Jeans fan club, probably terrorizing me for mangling the
Then I
song.
won't ask you to do it.
Yeah, please not. But behind the scenes, we've talked about this whole fiasco between the managing company,
Yeah.
Adore and Hybe. But ultimately, it comes down to the music and the performers, and it looks like the fans have spoken. 1 million sales. That's pretty hard in this day and age
Yeah,
of
and
digital
New
music, right?
Jeans, they're under Adore, right?
Adore, which
Yeah.
is under Hybe.
Which is under Hybe.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. All right. So when we say, how sweet, we normally mean, oh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
너무 사랑스럽다. 그래서 고마울 때도 이렇게 표현할 수 있죠. Oh,
Sure.
how sweet of you. That's very nice. 이런 의미로 많이 쓰는 표현인데 이게 또 노래 제목으로 이렇게.
Yeah.
예.
If you listen to the lyrics, though, how
노래.
sweet it tastes.
달콤하다라는
It tastes
뜻으로.
sweet, but the kind of the twist is that because you're no longer in my life.
Oh.
So it's almost a redemption type of song where you're I'm so
그런
glad
거군요.
my boyfriend is gone now.
Oh, I
for
see.
example.
How
Yeah.
sweet my life is without
Yeah,
you.
without you,
Oh,
exactly.
My goodness,
So
I
there's a
see.
twist.
Yeah, I like it. Okay. All right, let's look at the first expression. This album has surpassed 1 million sales.
Yeah, when you surpass something, you become better or greater or possibly stronger than something. You exceed it, right?
Yeah,
So what they did was they exceeded the 1 million mark in sales.
그렇죠. 능가하다, 뛰어넘다. surpass. S-U-R-P-A-S-S. 자, 그리고 reach a milestone.
We use
What's
this
that?
expression when you, an event or an achievement that marks an important or significant point in a project or journey, for example.
Exactly. 어떤 고지에 도달했을 때 reach a milestone이라고 합니다. 그래서 여기서는 4연속 밀리언셀러라는 어떤 고지에 지금 도달한 뉴진스거든요.
Yeah, literally a milestone's a post indicating distance in miles,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
in a marathon, for example.
Exactly. 자, 그러면 다시 한번 제가 헤드라인 읽어보겠습니다. K-pop group New Jeans' album How Sweet has surpassed 1 million sales on Circle Chart's May album chart, becoming their fourth consecutive album to reach this milestone.
A group of American lawmakers honored the bravery of World War II veterans who took part in D-Day by participating in a parachute jump into Normandy, using some of the same vintage planes that flew American paratroopers over France 80 years ago.
일군의 미국 의원들이 2차 대전 당시 프랑스 노르망디 상륙 작전에 참가한 참전 용사들을 기리는 뜻으로 노르망디에서 직접 낙하산 점프를 선보였습니다. 이날 의원들은 80년 전 미군 낙하산 부대원들을 실어 나른 것과 같은 기종의 비행기를 이용한 것으로 알려졌습니다.
Yeah. So D-Day celebrations happened over the weekend in France to commemorate, of course, that famous landing at Normandy Beach where many soldiers died 80 years ago. Hard to imagine. So a lot of the veterans of World War II, there are not many of them. In fact, the youngest that participated in these celebrations was was 96.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are saying this may be one of the last sort of big commemorations
Exactly.
with veterans participating.
And that was the gist of one of the news coverage articles we looked at last week, actually.
Was that?
That it
Okay.
could be the last time
Yeah.
that the veterans get together and commemorate. I should say.
Commemorate,
Yeah,
yeah.
in Normandy.
So in today's headline, we're talking about these U.S. lawmakers. 9 of them, in fact, they reenacted these sort of parachute jumps. We call them
Yeah.
paratroopers, right?
Yeah.
Into Normandy. They did this. A group of them did this 5 years ago, in fact, for the 75th anniversary as well. But there are many movies based on this.
Yeah.
Saving Private Ryan, I
Yes.
think,
Yep.
was part of that, right? I believe. And it reminds me of when George H.W. Bush, the former president, he parachuted when he was 90 years old to
was he 90
celebrate
at the
his
time?
birthday. Yes. So pretty amazing. But again, these services happening over in Normandy.
Yeah, definitely. So June 6th here in Korea was Memorial Day. But
Hyunchungil, right? Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. But in the West, of course, they remember
Yeah.
D-Day.
And one of our listeners just a moment ago talked about Korean War veterans,
Yep.
and the same is true. The Korean War has been over 70 years now since it
Right.
ended. So
Yeah.
a lot of those veterans, we need to keep them in our memories.
Yes, definitely. Okay, first expression is to take part in.
Yeah, to take part in simply means to participate in something, to be involved in something. It's just a fancier way. I guess participate is fancier, but to take part means to participate.
네.
Yes.
참가하다, 참여하다, take part in 무엇 하면 되겠습니다. 자, 그럼 paratrooper라는 단어를 볼까요?
Yeah, a paratrooper is a soldier as a member of the paratroops, and paratroops are troops that are trained and equipped to parachute from an airplane.
그렇죠. 이게 이제 parachute라는 단어가 연상이 되죠. 낙하산. 그다음에 trooper가 부대원이어서 paratrooper가 낙하산 부대원이 되겠습니다. 자, 다시 읽어볼게요. A group of American lawmakers honored the bravery of World War II veterans who took part in D-Day by participating in a parachute jump into Normandy using some of the same vintage planes that flew American paratroopers over France 80 years ago. Okay, and let's move on to the next headline.
A tech company in China has won plaudits on social media for putting nearly 1 million yuan, or 163 million won, into a fund to encourage its employees to lose weight.
중국의 한 기술 기업이 직원들의 체중 감량을 장려하기 위해 약 100만 위안에 육박하는 금액, 우리 돈으로는 약 1억 6,300만 원의 기금을 조성해 소셜미디어에서 큰 호응을 얻고 있습니다. What's going on?
Yeah, so basically what this company is doing is they're recruiting 30 workers at a time to attend sort of this weight loss boot camp.
Wow.
Fat camp, as it's non-PC as known.
Right.
And what they do is every week, it's for 3 months. And what they do is they weigh each group every week. And for every 500 grams the group loses, 400 yuan, or about 76,000 won, is rewarded. And basically, if the group gains weight, no one gets a bonus, and they'll actually be fined for that. So thus far, not a single employee has put on weight in that 3-month period since the program began. So I think the intentions of this are good. I do have my personal opinions on these sort of crash diets, losing weight, a lot of weight in a very short period of time, which cannot be healthy. So any sort of weight loss program you're on, always consult a physician.
네, 이살 빼는 거를 weight loss program, weight loss boot camp 이렇게 표현을 할 수가 있는데, 자, weight loss라는 표현 많이 씁니다. 근데 여기서는 이제 30명 정도씩 이 살 빼는 프로그램에 참여를 한다고 했어요. 근데 이게 그룹 프로젝트입니다. 그래가지고 500g을 감량할 때마다 400위안씩 받게 되는데요. 그룹 멤버 중에 한 명이라도 체중이 증가했을 경우에는 전체 다 돈을 받지 못한대요. 일종의 벌금 같은 거, 벌칙 같은 거죠.
So there is this sort of peer pressure
맞아요.
to perform or
그래서
to lose weight,
네,
I
그래가지고
suppose.
지금까지는 그룹 멤버 중에 한 명도 체중 증가가 되지 않았다고 합니다. 아무래도 한 명만 체중이 증가하면은 얼마나 이 그 뭐라 그러죠? 네, 사람들이 손가락을 가리키면서
Yeah, you don't want to
너
be the
때문에,
one
그럴
to
거예요.
bring the entire group down. So
그래요.
there is that sort of peer pressure or mob mentality, perhaps.
Yeah, definitely. 그리고 심지어 벌금까지 있다고요. 그래서 체중이 증가하면은 500위안. 500위안이면은 95,000원입니다.
To make
상당히
matters
큰 금액이에요.
worse.
네,
Yeah.
네. 자, 어쨌든 이런 체중 감량 프로그램을 하는 것에 대해서는 찬사가 이어지고 있다. It says here that this company has won plaudits.
Yeah, this is one of those words that's usually used in the plural. But plaudits is enthusiastic sort of approval. Think of applause or to
Yeah.
applaud someone. So when you approve of something wholeheartedly, we call it giving plaudits.
Right. And the verb to use is win. To
win plaudits. Yep.
이렇게 쓰고 있네요. A company has won plaudits라고 하고 있습니다. 찬사, 박수, 갈채를 받았다라는 뜻입니다. 자, 그리고 나서 encourage people to do something.
Yep. So the company here is encouraging, they're inspiring, or they're sort of persuading and spurring on, urging
Yeah.
these employees. Because I understand, healthy employees mean healthy workers,
Yeah.
and that's their intention. So to encourage someone is to hearten them or to urge or stimulate them too.
네. 할 수 있어. 이렇게 용기를 북돋는 것을 encouraging이라고 합니다. 그래서 살 뺄 수 있어. 라는 이런 어떤 회사의 마인드가 들어가 있는 것 같아요. 자, 다시 한번 읽어보겠습니다. A tech company in China has won plaudits on social media for putting nearly 1 million yuan or 163 million won into a fund to encourage its employees to lose weight. And let's move on to the final headline.
A hiker's video has gone viral after it revealed a breathtaking 314-meter cascade in China's Yuntai Mountain Geopark is actually being fed by a large pipe stealthily built into its rock face.
절경으로 이름난 중국 윈타이산 공원의 314m 높이 폭포가 실은 암벽 사이에 몰래 설치된 대형 파이프를 통해 물을 공급받고 있다는 사실이 한 등산객 영상에 포착되면서 해당 영상의 조회수가 급증했습니다. So it's man-made.
Yes, this was all over my social media feed over the weekend. So this waterfall, it was touted as the tallest uninterrupted falls in China, but now it's been outed. Exposed,
Yes,
basically.
yeah.
Because what these videos or what this hiker had discovered was that there's this big pipe. It almost looks like a sewage pipe that's spewing water down the falls to make the falls appear larger, perhaps?
Yeah, absolutely. This has been outed라는 표현을 아까 써주셨어요. exposed랑 비슷한데 비밀이 공개가 됐다라는
Yeah.
뜻이죠. 그래서 사실은 이게 산 틈에다가 파이프를 하나 연결을 해놔서 마치 이제 수도꼭지를 틀어서 물 나오게 하듯이 그렇게 해서 물이 나오는 폭포수였다는 거죠.
Yeah. And if you listen to what the officials are saying, they say they did that because there are dry seasons and when the water isn't as flowing. And so for tourists that visit during this time, they might not be able to see the falls. But what you're actually doing is you're hindering nature, right? You're
그쵸.
getting involved there.
네, 항시 물줄기가 내려오게끔 하는데 돕기 위해서 했다라는 게 이제
Yeah.
주최 측의 얘기인데 네, 어쨌든 많은 소셜미디어 상의 이용자들이 놀랐다고 합니다. 이 산이 굉장히 아름다워요. It's a breathtaking waterfall, cascade.
Yeah, if something's breathtaking, it's astonishing, it's exciting or thrilling. But literally, it could mean to cause, one to stop breathing
Yeah.
or to breathe rapidly. Or if you're out of breath, if you say I have a breathtaking pain in the side of my body, then that could be in a negative sense. But here, when something's astonishing, you would say it's breathtaking.
It is absolutely. 자, 한 단어인데요. 두 개로 나눠서 볼게요. breath는 숨입니다. taking은 먹게 한다 이런 뜻이에요. 그래서 숨이 멎을 정도의 보통은 아름다움을 뜻하지만 때에 따라서는 정말 어떤 의학적인 이유로 숨이 멎을 정도로 내가 너무 아프다
Yeah.
이렇게 말할 수도 있겠죠.
There's a song from the original Top Gun soundtrack called "Take My Breath Away."
Oh yeah.
My breath away.
맞네요.
Yeah.
거기도 take하고 breath가 물론 이제 따로따로 두 단어로 썼지만 내 숨을 먹게 해줘. 이거는 이제 난 널 정말 좋아한다. 이
Basically,
뜻이죠. 네.
yeah.
비유적인 표현으로. 자, 그다음에 stealthily.
Yeah, if you stealthily, it's acting slow, deliberate, and in secret. I think that's the more popular definition of it. Of course, stealth fighters
네.
are known to sort of not be detected by radar. So, when you move stealthily, you're moving very slowly. Think of a tiger or a lion in the wild approaching its prey, right?
네, 그렇습니다. 상대방이 모르게끔 몰래 뭔가를 하는 거를 stealthily 한다라고 해요. 가끔, 자주는 아닌데 밤에 운전하다 보면은 아마 이제 고의로 하지는 않았을 거예요. 근데
Okay.
앞차가 라이트를 하나도 안 켜고 운전하는 경우들이 가끔 있어요.
Uh-oh, that's
아마
dangerous.
정말 위험해요.
Yes.
예. 그래서 그때 마치 스텔스 차 같은 느낌이 드는데 상대방이 안 보이거든요. 잘 밤에는.
Right. Absolutely.
근데 이게 아마 안에는 조명이 들어오니까 밖에 내가 불 켰나 안 켰나 몰라서 그러겠죠. 일부러 그러진 않겠죠. 이게 정말 위험한데
Yeah.
네, 더블 체킹 우리가 늘 해야겠습니다. 자, stealthily 몰래 뭔가를 한다. 자, 다시 읽어볼게요. A hiker's video has gone viral after it revealed a breathtaking 314-meter cascade in China's Yuntai Mountain Geopark is actually being fed by a large pipe stealthily built into its rock face.
The year's first heatwave advisories were issued for parts of the country's southeastern region on Monday, a week earlier than last year.
올해 첫 폭염주의보가 작년보다 일주일 빠른 어제 영남 일부 지역에 발령됐습니다. Tell us more.
Oh, yeah, well, Monday was a hot, hot day.
Was.
According to the KMA, the Korean Meteorological Administration, they were issuing heat wave advisories for Daegu, for Western Ulsan, for North Gyeongsang provinces, Yeongchun, for Gyeongsang, Cheongdo, and Gyeongju, as well as Kimhae and Changnyeong in South Gyeongsang province. A lot of places were affected.
So the southeast.
Pretty much all of the southeast.
Yeah.
The thing is, last year we had our first heatwave advisory on June 17th, so we're a week early this year. And we're looking at temperatures in some places of over 33 degrees yesterday. It's all down to a high pressure system and these warm westerly winds. Everybody stay cool.
네, 작년에는 6월 17일에 첫 폭염주의보가 발령이 됐는데 올해는 훨씬 빨리 발령이 됐네요.
네.
그만큼 이제 더 더위가 빠르게 우리를 찾아오고 있는 것 같습니다. 많은 분들이 체감하고 계실 것 같고요. 자, 이렇게 뭔가 그런 이제 특보나 경보나 주의보를 발령할 때 쓰는 동사가 issue이죠.
Yes. So to issue something is to send it out. And we use this word when we talk about something very formal, often with a government agency releasing information. But then it can be for a company issuing a new statement, for example, a financial statement, or a bank issuing you a bank statement, or me issuing Sue an invitation to a party.
그러네요. 여러 가지 의미가 있는데 이제 발표하다 의미가 있을 수도
네.
있고요. 아니면 발행하다 의미가 있을 수도 있고 그다음에 이제 조금 전에 얘기한 발령하다라는 의미도 있을 수 있습니다. 근데 여기서는 이제 발령이에요. 폭염주의보가 발령됐습니다. 폭염주의보 볼까요? Heat Wave Advisory.
Yes. So first of all, a heat wave, well, that's when it's suddenly really, really hot.
Yeah.
And usually we're talking for 2 days or more, 2 consecutive days, or when it suddenly gets much, much hotter than it should be. That's a heat wave. And an advisory, well, you know the word advice.
Yeah.
It's a bit like that. It's a warning. It's telling us what's happening and telling us to be careful.
Heat Wave Advisory는 폭염주의보가 되겠습니다. 그래서 Heat Wave가 폭염이에요. 또 어제 배웠던 표현 중에 beat the heat.
Oh, yes.
저는 이제 더위를 피하는 거, 피서를 말하는데 we want to beat the heat in the summer.
We do,
Yeah.
but sometimes you can't. If there's
Yeah.
a heat wave, you just have to stay
you
indoors
can't.
in the cool if you can.
That's right. 자, 다시 한번 헤드라인 읽어보겠습니다. The year's first heatwave advisories were issued for parts of the country's southeastern region on Monday, a week earlier than last year. Now let's move on to our next headline.
A new survey shows that 4 in 10 Korean employees think the optimal cap for weekly work hours should be 48 hours, 4 hours less than the current 52.
최근 설문조사에서 우리나라 직장인 10명 중 4명은 주당 최대 근로시간 상한이 현행 52시간보다 4시간이 적은 48시간이 적절하다고 생각하는 것으로 나타났습니다. Tell us more.
Well, to be clear, you shouldn't be working 48 hours on a regular basis. The regular working hours are 40 hours, and 52 is the maximum, including overtime. That's
It's a
your
cap.
cutoff point.
Yeah.
So, yes, we have 42.5% of those surveyed saying that 48 hours was optimal, followed by 35.2% who said 52 was what they thought was best.
Okay.
And then about 22.3% said it should be higher than 52, which I don't know. I don't think I could cope with that. It also showed that over a third, about 36% of the people surveyed were working overtime. About 39% of them were working an average of 6 hours or less per week. 35% were working between 6 and 12 hours. And 25.4% say they were working more than 12 hours overtime a week, which means they were actually working illegally. So we're talking about a quarter of those respondents actually breaking the cap, as it were.
Breaking the cap. 여기서의 cap은 이 모자가 아니라 상한선이라는 뜻인데요. 스펠링은 똑같아요.
네.
CAP, cap 이렇게 얘기를 합니다. 아, 자, 그래요. 자, 그러면 첫 번째 표현을 좀 볼 텐데 가장 적절하다. 최적의 그 상한 시간이 48시간이다라고 답한 사람이 10명 중 4명이었거든요. 이 최적의 무언가라는 표현 보겠습니다.
Yeah. Optimal. If something is optimal, well, it's the best it can be. It's the perfect whatever it is, be it number of working hours, be it temperature.
Yeah.
For example, the optimal temperature for me is about 15 degrees.
Oh,
Nice and cool, bit of a breeze,
Yeah,
lots
that
of
is
sun
nice.
but not feeling too hot.
Yeah.
For other people, it might be higher or lower. But in any case, we talk about the optimal, whatever it is, means the number, the amount we think is going to be perfect or best for us.
yeah, 15 degrees sounds lovely. And that's, I think, what it is in the mornings these days, roughly. Right? So
On my way here, windows
Beautiful.
open, driving along the road, it was
Yeah,
perfect.
it was indeed. 네. 가장 좋은 최적의 무엇 할 때 optimal이라고 합니다. 그 왜 트랜스포머 중에 Optimus Prime이라는 캐릭터가 있잖아요.
Because he's the best, he's the
맞아요.
number one, but he's also the perfect transformer.
그래서 그 옵티머스도 이 최적의라는 같은 어원을 가지고 있고 프라임도 굉장히 우수하다는 뜻이 있어서 정말 최고의 로봇인 거예요, 한마디로.
Except he always gets into trouble.
아, 그러네요. 네, 최고의 로봇, 기능적으로는 최고인데 여러 가지 어려움이 있군요. 알겠습니다. 자, 그 다음에는 than the current something.
Yeah, when we're comparing two things, A and B, so A is either more, less, bigger, smaller than the current B.
Yeah.
And current B means happening right now, occurring right now. So it's where we're comparing a possible situation, a hypothetical situation, where maybe if we changed it like this, it would be better than the current situation.
current라는 것은 이제 현재의 뭐뭐뭐이죠. 그래서 뉴스에서 우리가 시사라는 표현을 영어로 current affairs라고 합니다. 이거 하나의 표현으로 두 단어인데 이거 외워두시면 좋아요. current affairs 이게 바로 시사가 되겠고 현재 일어나는
네.
그런 일들, 뉴스 이런 뜻이 되겠죠. Than the current 52라는 이 표현이라는 이제 현재는 그 일하는 그 최대 시간, 그 상한선이 52시간인데 그걸 한 4시간 정도 줄이면 좋겠다라는 설문조사 결과가 나왔습니다. Here's the headline again. A new survey shows that 4 in 10 Korean employees think the optimal cap for weekly work hours should be 48 hours, 4 hours less than the current 52.
Gold prices have dipped to one-month lows amid bearish sentiment fueled by news indicating that China paused gold purchases in May after 18 months of buying.
지난달 중국이 1년 6개월 만에 금 매입을 중단했다는 소식에 약세 심리가 형성되면서 국제 금값이 한 달 만에 최저치로 떨어졌습니다. Oh, tell us more.
Yes, we're seeing the gold market going into a little bit of liquidation. China for 18 months had been buying and buying and buying and buying and buying. And the price of gold hit record highs in April and May, and now it's on the way down, which means, well, we'll see what happens. For the moment, the US economy is quite robust, but the Federal Reserve, may be delaying their first rate cut because of this.
Yeah, is this what we call a bear market?
Yes, it's looking a bit bearish.
곰, bearish. 그 표현 좀 보고 싶은데요. What does it mean?
Oh, now this one, I mean, I had to look this up before the show because I had to make sure that I was getting it right. There are two animals used when it comes to stock markets, bears and bulls.
Yes.
If the market is bearish, it's going down. Things aren't going well. Share prices are lowering. If it's bullish, then it's going up. Things are going well.
That's right. And that's because when bears attack, they attack with their paws downwards.
Is this why?
Yes. And
had
when
no
bulls
idea.
attack, they attack with their horns going up, like this.
The stock market sounds very violent, Sue.
It's a fight. 자, bearish, 곰이라는 단어가 들어가는데요. 이게 바로 약세, 하락세라는 뜻이 있습니다. 공이 아래로 내리찍기 때문에 그렇대요. 그 다음에 bullish라는 게 이제 반대로 상승세다, 강세다 이런 뜻인데 뭐냐면은 황소들은 싸울 때 뿔을 이렇게 위로 향해서 이렇게 싸우니까 올라가는 모양새이기 때문에 그렇다고 합니다.
And warning, if you do see a bear or a bull at the stock market, please do not approach.
오케이. 자, 다음 표현은 fueled by인데요.
If something is fueled by something, it's powered by it or it's pushed on by it. I'm fueled by donuts. Sue is fueled by her passion for Team Korea. And, well, in this case, this bearish market has been fueled by the liquidation of gold.
네, 그렇습니다. 무엇이 연료가 되다라는 뜻이에요. 원래는 be fueled by something. 그래서 무엇에 힘입어라는 뜻이 있습니다. 자, fueled by the liquidation of gold라고 했는데요. 그 liquidation은 현금화되는 것을 얘기하죠. 자, 다시 한번 읽어보겠습니다. Gold prices have dipped to one-month lows amid bearish sentiment, fueled by news indicating that China paused gold purchases in May after 18 months of buying. Let's move on to the next headline.
A Spanish athlete competing in the 20-kilometre race walk at the European Athletics Championship has missed out on getting the bronze medal due to an untimely early celebration right before the finish line.
유럽 육상 선수권 대회 여자 경보 20km 결선에 출전한 스페인 선수가 결승선 통과 직전에 때이른 세리머니를 하다가 동메달 획득에 실패했습니다. Oh dear. What happened?
Well, this was all happening at Rome's Stadio Olimpico, and Laura Garcia Caro, who thought she was going to get the bronze medal, was on the final straight.
Yep.
And she was having a bit of a celebration, a little bit of an early celebration, waving a flag and going, woohoo, look at me. And then Ukraine's Ludmila Olyanovska rushed past her.
Oh no.
And that was it. She surged past her with just 5 meters to go, and that means that Olyanovska got the bronze medal and Garcia Caro missed out.
아, 결승선 통과하고 나서 세리머니를 하지. 아우, 너무 아깝네요.
Well, it's her own fault, let's be honest.
네.
Because you should never celebrate too early. Don't count your chickens before you
they-
hatch.
yes.
Or the ducks, or the geese, or the swans.
The swans. Yeah. 자, 참 아까운 그런 소식인데 첫 번째 표현 보도록 하겠습니다. Miss out.
Oh, if you miss out on something, you don't get to do it, or you don't get to see it, or you don't get to take part, whatever it may be. You're not there. It's why we have FOMO, the fear of missing out.
Yes, you're right. 그러네요. Fear of missing out. 약자 FOMO라는 게 내가 이 소식을 접하지 못할까 봐, 다른 사람들이 뭐 하는지 내가 모를까 봐 두려워서 늘상 소셜미디어를 확인하고 누가 뭐 하고 있지? 다른 사람들은 뭐 하나? 이렇게 체크하는 심리가 있다고 해요.
It's like our listener, who we had a message just before, who said they would have missed out on the football game if you hadn't said something because
그래요.
they didn't know it was happening.
네, 그래서 miss out on something이라고 하면은 뭐뭐 할 기회를 놓치다라는 뜻이 되겠습니다. 아, 축구는 놓치지 않으실 거예요. 오늘 저녁 8시니까 시간 많습니다.
네, 알겠습니다. 네, 8시입니다, 여러분.
네, 근데 FOMO에 반대되는 표현이 joy of missing out도 있어요.
JOMO?
네, 있습니다. 이건 뭐냐면 상관없어요. 무슨 일이 있든 없든 소셜미디어 확인 잘 안 하고 뭐 난 좀 몰라도 돼 하는 이런 좀 반대 심리.
Yeah, but don't use that with Morning Special.
Why? Oh, no, please.
No, please do tune in.
Please
don't
do
miss
tune
out
in.
on Morning
Don't
Special.
miss out.
Especially on a Tuesday.
그렇습니다. 자, 그리고 celebration이라는 표현은 제가 특별히 좀 요청을 해서 요 표현 다루고 싶다고 우리 작가님에게 예, 요청을 했는데 왜냐하면 축구에서 말하는 celebration은 이 ceremony, 제가 제일 좋아하는 거는 요겁니다. 뭔지 아시나요? Do you know what this is?
No, I have no idea what you're doing.
아, 네. 손흥민 선수의 celebration입니다. 우리는 세레머니라고 하는데 한국에서는 예, 지금 굉장히 표정이 선생님이 blank 해주셨어요. 우리
Sorry,
도너츠로
I've
넘어가야
missed
될
out on something here.
I think you've missed out on the sports celebrations.
Are you talking about when he scores a goal?
Yes,
This is what he does.
That's exactly what I'm talking
So
about.
it's his goal celebration.
His goal
You were not
celebration.
clear. You should have used the word goal.
Okay.
Because I'm thinking, you said ceremony. I thought it's someone winning a cup.
But in Korea, we say 골 ceremony 아니면 그냥 ceremony. But in English, it's actually not ceremony, it's celebration. So
Goal celebration.
you don't have to use the word goal. Well, I mean, you could technically. 자, 그래서 요거를 제가 한번 요청을 해봤는데 보통의 celebration은 뭐예요, 선생님? 그냥
Well, it's when you have fun because of something. You're normally very happy that something has happened, whether it's a birthday, whether it's scoring a goal, whether you've won something or whether you've passed an exam. It's a way for you to have a party or to just give a shout or to wave your hands in the air like you just don't care. There's all sorts of things you can do to celebrate.
네, 그렇습니다. 즉 보통의 celebration은 기념 행사나 축하 행사 이런 건데 스포츠에서 말하는 celebration은 우리가 흔히 말하는 골 세레머니가 되겠습니다. 자, 오늘도 요거 좀 많이 보기를 바라겠습니다.
Don't celebrate too early, though.
Okay, I won't. I'm just saying.
Don't be like Laura Garcia Caro.
네, 어떤 저 결과가 나와도 좋습니다. 자, 다시 한번 읽어볼게요. A Spanish athlete competing in the 20-kilometer race walk at the European Athletics Championships has missed out on getting the bronze medal due to an untimely early celebration right before the finish line. And let's move on to the final headline.
A rare collection of US postage stamps is set to go under the hammer in New York, with the most valuable piece, an 1868 1-cent Z-Grill, expected to sell for $5 million or more.
미국의 한 희귀 우표 컬렉션이 뉴욕에서 경매에 붙여질 예정인 가운데 이 중 가장 귀한 1868년에 1센트짜리 Z-Grill 우표가 $500만, 우리 돈으로 약 69억 원 이상의 금액에 낙찰될 것으로 보입니다. Wow. So 1 cent to $5 million.
Yeah, and the whole collection is looking at something like $15 to $20 million. It would be a record for US stamps. It's a big, big deal. This is Bill Gross, who was a legendary bond investor and a stamp hoarder, is
Yeah.
selling off his collection. And it's quite incredible that this stamp, that face value is worth 1 cent from 1868, is looking to fetch somewhere between $4 to $5 million. It would be a new record for a US stamp if it fetches that much. Of course, we have to wait for the auction to finish. Gross himself, though, this is not the first time. He's selling 15 to 20 million here. He's already sold $50 million worth of stamps in recent years. So he's a big, big collector, and he's made a big, big heap of money out of it.
Yeah. You know, I used to collect stamps when I was younger, but I
Yeah.
don't know where they are anymore.
Oh,
I
dear.
should have kept a hold of them.
I've got a couple of books somewhere. I'm sure they're
yeah.
not worth anything, but for me, it was just
knows?
it was just the joy of seeing these stamps from around the world. And I love old Korean stamps as well. They're
yeah.
hard to find sometimes, but the designs are of the time. They speak to 1973 or 1988 or whenever it
Sure.
was,
Yeah.
and it's really a fascinating way to mark history.
그렇습니다. 예전에 저희도 이렇게 우표를 수집했던 적이 있는데요. 지금 이 헤드라인에 나오는 우표는 굉장히 희귀한 rare collection이에요. 그래서 이번에 go under the hammer를 하게 되는데 이게 뭐죠?
If something goes under the hammer, it's not going to be you, Sue. It's going to be an item. It means it goes up for auction because the auctioneer has a little hammer that they bang, bang, bang when
Yeah.
they sell an item.
그렇습니다. 경매에 붙여지는 것을 go under the hammer라고 얘기를 하죠.
Pop quiz.
Yeah.
What's the other word for an auctioneer's hammer? Or a judge's hammer?
I don't know, what is it?
It's a gavel.
A gavel.
Gavel.
There you go.
The
So-
little wooden hammer you'll find with an auctioneer or a judge.
I wonder if you could say go
Under the gavel.
gavel.
You can indeed,
You
but
can,
under the
okay.
hammer is the more common expression these days.
그래요. 좋습니다.
Because it's not a real hammer.
Right.
It's a...
Going once, going twice. Dung,
Bang.
dung, dung. Gone. No, not gone. Sold. sold is the no,
Has someone stolen it, Sue?
sold. 자, 다음으로 expected to sell for. 아까 fetch라는 표현도 쓰셨는데 비슷하죠?
Yeah, we talk about the price something is expected to fetch or expected to sell for because we don't know how much it's going to go for. It could
Yep.
actually go for nothing at all. It could not be sold. It might go for a penny. It might go for 5 million. But that's what we expect it to sell for. That's what we are predicting or forecasting.
네, 이런 액수에 팔릴 것으로 보이는 상황이 be expected to sell for 그다음에 액수 얘기하면 됩니다. sell 대신에 fetch를 쓰셔도 돼요. It's expected to fetch 얼마. 그래서 sell for 대신에 쓸 수 있습니다. All right, here's the headline again. A rare collection of US postage stamps is set to go under the hammer in New York, with the most valuable piece, an 1868 1-cent Z-Grill, expected to sell for $5 million or more. And that's it for the headlines.
The South Korean military has revealed that North Korean soldiers crossed the inter-Korean border briefly on Sunday and retreated after the South fired warning shots.
지난 일요일 북한군이 일시적으로 군사분계선을 넘어왔다가 우리 군의 경고 사격에 퇴각했다고 군 당국이 밝혔습니다. So this was announced yesterday. Tell us
That's
more.
right. So, according to the South Korean military on Tuesday, a group of North Korean troops violated the border in the demilitarized zone, or DMZ, on Sunday, and it was just hours before the South resumed its loudspeaker broadcast towards the north. So, according to JCS spokesman Colonel Lee Sung-jun, there were no suspicious activities by the North Korean soldiers, and they say that they don't think these North Korean troops intended to cross the DMZ line. Of course, the area, it's thick with bushes, making the military demarcation line a little difficult to see. And this comes amid intensifying tensions over the North's release of the trash balloons. And the South Korean military has countered on Sunday by reactivating loudspeaker psychological warfare operations near the DMZ, and this intrusion, I guess, or incursion, it took place just before the resumption of these loudspeaker broadcasts.
네. 그러니까 우리가 그 trash balloons, 오물풍선 얘기도 월요일 날 했었는데요. 북한이 계속 오물풍선을 이제 보내면서 이게 반응, 어떤 보복이다. 이렇게 얘기를 북한 측에서는 말하고 있습니다만 우리 측에서는 보내지 마라.
Yeah.
계속 이렇게 얘기를 했고요.
Yeah.
그다음에 라우드 스피커 쓴 얘기를 하셨는데 라우드 스피커를 이제 통해서 보내지 마시오. 이렇게 얘기를 했죠. 근데
Right.
그렇게 하기 직전에 있었던 일이군요.
Yeah.
네, 이제서야 밝혀지는 것입니다만 시간상으로는 그렇습니다. 라우드 스피커를 우리 측에서 쓰기 전에 북한 측에서 군사분계선을 잠시 이렇게 일시적으로 북한군이 넘었었다고 합니다.
Yep.
즉각적으로 이제 우리 측에서 경고 사격을 했고 그랬더니 즉시 다시 북상을 했다라고 합니다. 이 군사 분계선은 영어로 MDL, Military Demarcation Line이라고
yes.
하죠.
Yes.
그다음에 이제 비무장지대는 DMZ, 그거는 이제 Demilitarized Zone이 되겠습니다.
Yep.
자, 어쨌든 이제 어떤 군사분계선을 침범했다, 넘었다라는 표현으로 아까 violated the border라고
Yes.
했는데요.
Right.
그렇게 하고 나서 다시 북상을 했어요. 퇴각을 했어요.
They went back. So
Yeah.
we use the word retreated.
Retreat.
Right. So when you retreat, especially when we're talking about these military terms, it means to move back or withdraw, or it could be when you are going away from a place or person in order to kind of escape from fighting or danger.
후퇴하다, retreat, 철수하다라는 의미도 있고요. 이게 명사일 때는 우리가 일상의 북적북적한 것으로부터 벗어나서 그냥 이렇게 한적한 시골이나 이렇게 아름다운 곳에서 쉴 때도
Yeah.
go on a retreat라고 할 수도 있어요. 그때는 좀 좋은 의미죠.
Yeah, it's a good. You could say, "Oh, I'm going on a spiritual retreat,
Yeah,
or I'm
yeah.
going on maybe a health retreat to kind of recover from your, the stresses that you get from your daily life."
그러니까 마치 우리가 그 힘든 일상으로부터 한 발 물러서는 것 같은 이 느낌인 것 같아요. 그래서 retreat라는 동사가 이렇게 물러가다, 후퇴하다라는 뜻이 있습니다. 자, 그 다음 표현은 경고 사격인데요. warning shot.
Right. So the South side fired these warning shots. So it's basically like a gunshot that is fired as a warning to tell, I guess, these people, you need to go back, you're
Yeah.
crossing the line.
Sure.
Yeah.
Fire a warning shot라고 합니다. 경고 사격을 하다라는 뜻이 되겠고요. 다시 읽어보겠습니다. The South Korean military has revealed that North Korean soldiers crossed the inter-Korean border briefly on Sunday and retreated after the South fired warning shots. And let's move on to the next headline.
Exports decreased by nearly 5% in the first 10 days of June due to a reduced number of working days, according to the Korea Customs Service.
관세청에 따르면 6월 초순 수출액이 조업일수가 줄어든 영향으로 5% 가까이 감소한 것으로 나타났습니다. 물론 여기 헤드라인에 나와 있지는 않습니다만 작년 같은 기간 대비 이렇게 보시면 됩니다.
Yep.
Tell us more.
Right, so we had a lot of holidays
Yeah.
in early June. I think a lot of people were saying, oh, we're kind of experiencing the 4-day work week
Yeah.
because of these holidays. But that's exactly what happened. There were a reduced number of working days, which caused this decrease in the customs or the export figures. So this is according to preliminary data from the Korea Customs Service, and they said that the country's outbound shipments marked 14.58 billion US dollars in the first 10 days of June, and that was down 4.7% year on year. But they did add that the average daily exports increased 11.2%, with the number of working days decreasing by 1 day to 6 days. So just breaking down these figures, exports of semiconductors jumped 36.6%, while shipments of automobiles and ships dropped 18.9% and 39.7% respectively. And they added that exports to China slipped 8.5%, while shipments to the U.S. increased over 10%.
지금 전반적으로 봤을 때는 6월 초순, 그러니까 그 앞에 보면은 뭐 열흘 동안이라고 얘기했던 것 같은데요.
Yep.
조업일 수는 그 열흘 안에 열흘 다 일한 건 아니고요.
Yeah.
올해 같은 경우에는 6일, 작년에는 7일이었습니다. 그래서 올해는 조업일 수가 하루 줄어들었어요.
One day, yep.
그러다 보니까 6월 초순에 수출이 5% 감소한 것으로 이렇게 드러났는데 이거를 우리가 지금 세세하게 얘기를 했습니다. We broke it down. 그래서 breaking it down이라는 게 하나하나 이렇게 보는 건데 뭐 반도체 수출 같은 경우에는 좀 많이 올랐고요.
Yep.
한 거의 37% 정도. 그다음에 승용차 같은 경우는 수출액이 좀 줄어들었네요.
Yeah.
19%.
Yep.
네. 나라별로는 아까 중국과 미국 언급해 주셨는데 중국에 대한 수출이 좀 줄어들었습니다. 미국에 대한 수출은 늘어났고요.
Yeah.
그렇지만 overall은 그러니까 전반적으로는 여전히 대중 수출이 가장 큽니다. Okay, let's have a look at our first expression. Nearly.
Nearly, right. So nearly is used when you want to describe something that's very close to or almost something. So when we're talking about figures, we could say that, it's maybe time.
Yeah.
Oh, it's nearly 8 o'clock or nearly 9 o'clock. That means it's not completely there, but very close to.
거의 뭐뭐다 이런 뜻으로. 그래서 nearly 5%라고 했는데요. 6월 초순의 수출액이 정확히 5%는 아니었고요. 거의 5% 감소했습니다. 자, reduced number of something은 뭘까요?
Right. It means the number has been decreased, or it's when you are making something smaller or less in amount, in degree or size.
That's right. 줄어든 무언가를 말하는데요. Reduced number of something, 줄어든 수. 다시 읽어보겠습니다. Exports decreased by nearly 5% in the first 10 days of June due to a reduced number of working days, according to the Korea Customs Service.
Health officials in Goyang City have issued a malaria advisory following the confirmation of 2 cases of the mosquito-borne disease in the same area within just 4 days.
고양시의 한 지역에서 불과 나흘 동안 2명의 말라리아 환자가 발생해 시 보건 당국이 말라리아 주의보를 발령했습니다. 자, 한번 들어볼까요?
Well, I didn't think that malaria would be something that we would have to worry about.
Apparently
but it seems,
so.
yeah, it seems that maybe we should wear longer clothing when going outside. Try to avoid those mosquito bites, especially if you are in the Goyang area, Goyang City, because city officials said that a teenage Ilsan-seo district resident began showing symptoms of malaria, which of course include high fever and muscle aches. And 4 days later, another person living in an apartment building that's located just 500 meters away exhibited similar symptoms. So thankfully, they did receive medical treatments and tests, and they have both fully recovered within several days. But health officials are saying that they are going to conduct an investigation into the environment of the areas to assess the risk of malaria there and beyond, because apparently there's been a nationwide spike in new cases.
Yeah.
Apparently 100 people were confirmed to have been infected with malaria between January and May this year, and among them 66 contracted it last month.
자, 이렇게 그 말라리아가 걸렸을 때 그 군집 추정 사례라고 해가지고요. 말라리아 그 위험 지역에서 2명 이상이 이렇게 감염이 됐고, 그다음에 거주지가 1km 이내에 있고, 그다음에 증상 발생 간격이 이제 2주 이내일 경우에는 이렇게 군집 추정 사례로 본다고 합니다.
Yep.
그래서 이제 경기도 고양시에서 최근에 나흘 안에 2명의 말라리아 확진자가 나왔는데 물론 지금은 치료가 잘 돼서
Yes.
네, 완치가 됐다고 하고요. 보건소에서는 이제 뭐라고 얘기했냐면은 감기랑 비슷한 증상이 만약에 모기 물린 다음에 나타난다 그러면은 이제 3일 간격으로 계속 지속이 되면 그때는 반드시 말라리아 검사를 받으시라고 이렇게 권고를 하고 있습니다. 뭐 아무래도 제일 좋은 거는 모기에 물리지 않는
Yes,
거니까요.
of
또
course.
모기 정말 조심해야겠습니다. 자, 첫 번째 표현을 좀 볼게요.
Okay.
Confirmation.
Confirmation is like a verification or the final proof of something, or it could be a statement or proof that something is true.
네, 확증, 확인, 확진도 마찬가지고요. 그래서 뭔가가 정확하게 확인이 됐을 때 confirmation, it's been confirmed라고 말할 수 있고요. 이 말라리아 같은 경우는 모기를 통해서
Yes.
걸리는 질병이잖아요.
Right.
영어로는
Mosquito-borne disease, and there is a hyphen between mosquito and borne, and with borne it has an e at the end, so
Yeah.
it's B-O-R-N-E. So mosquito-borne diseases are diseases that are transmitted to people through the bite of an infected mosquito. Malaria is one example. There's also Zika virus, West Nile, dengue fever. So these are all mosquito-borne diseases. You might have also heard about insect-borne diseases. So
Yeah.
these are diseases that are transmitted to people through the bite of an insect.
exactly. 무엇을 매개로 한 질병이다라고 할 때 동물이나 곤충이나 앞에 붙이고요. 그 다음에 hyphen하고 B-O-R-N-E, borne disease, 모기를 매개로 하는 질병. 다시 제가 헤드라인 읽어보겠습니다. Health officials in Goyang City have issued a malaria advisory following the confirmation of 2 cases of the mosquito-borne disease in the same area within just 4 days. Now let's move on to the next headline.
Seoul has ranked 9th out of 300 cities worldwide in 2024, or in the 2024 Global Startup Ecosystem Report, moving up 1 spot from 2022 and marking its highest rank ever.
네. 서울시가 올해 발표된 글로벌 창업 생태계 보고서에서 전 세계 300개 도시 중 9위를 차지해 2022년보다 한 단계 상승하며 역대 최고 순위를 기록했습니다. 그러니까 한마디로 세계에서 가장 창업하기 좋은 도시
Yep.
9위로 뽑힌 거죠.
Yep. So it's a great city to start a business. Not only is it a great city to visit, it's a great
Yeah.
city to come and, start your or build your own business here. So it's according to a report that was released by the Startup Genome at the London Tech Week and the 2024 Global Startup Ecosystem Report. It includes a top 100 ranking of global startup ecosystems. So Seoul is it previously ranked 10th place in 2022, and last year it was in 12th place.
Right.
So it has moved up one notch from the highest ranking that it had before in 10th place. So it's in ninth place ever, or in ninth place, and it is the highest ranking ever. And some of the reasons why it's great to start a business here, it says that Seoul created $237 billion in ecosystem value from July 2021 through December 2023. And they calculated that as the value of exits and startup valuations. And this figure is more than 5 times higher than the ecosystem value that Seoul created back in 2021. So they say that Seoul does great for funding.
Yep.
There's a lot, it earned high points for ecosystem activity, creative experience, talent development, knowledge accumulation, and also for market access.
Absolutely. And if we take a look at the top 5 cities in the world or areas in the world where you can start your business,
Yep.
number 1 is, of course, Silicon Valley.
Yep. In the U.S.
yeah,
And London was it was tied for second place with New York.
Yep.
Los Angeles was also in the top 5. Tel Aviv, Israel tied for 4th place with Los Angeles. And Boston took 6th place.
네. 6위까지 알려주셨네요. 그래서 1위는 실리콘밸리, 공동 2위는 뉴욕과 런던, 공동 4위는 LA와 텔아비브, 그다음에 6위는 보스턴이 되겠습니다. 우리나라는 9위를 했습니다. 첫 번째 표현, move up one spot.
Yep, move up one spot. So we're talking about ranking. So when we are moving up one notch, you could also say move up one notch, move up one spot. So here, Seoul had previously ranked 10th place, but it moved up one spot to rank 9th place.
네, 한 단계, 한 계단 올라갔다. move up one spot. 자, 그다음에 highest rank ever.
Right. So when we're talking about rankings, it's a position that you might have in an organization, or you could also be talking about the position you have, let's say, in the army, and it shows the importance of something. So when you are in the highest rank ever, that means you've never been in that high ranking before.
이게 계급이라는 뜻이 있어요. rank라는 게. 그런데 여기서 말하는 것은 몇 위를 했느냐 이런 의미가 되겠죠. 한국 기준으로 봤을 때는 서울이 지금까지 이 리스트에서 그 10위도 했었고 12위도 했었는데 지금까지 중 가장 높은 9위까지 올랐다라는 얘기였습니다. It's the highest rank ever for Seoul. 다시 읽어보겠습니다. Seoul has ranked 9th out of 300 cities worldwide in the 2024 Global Startup Ecosystem Report, moving up one spot from 2022 and marking its highest rank ever. And let's move on to the final headline.
A new AI-powered filter that transforms portraits into ugly, cute clay sculpture images has taken China's social media by storm, with users saying that the surprises provided by the ugliness have therapeutic effects.
인물 사진을 못생기게 귀여운 모습의 점토 인형 이미지로 바꿔주는 새로운 인공지능 필터가 중국 소셜미디어에서 큰 인기를 얻고 있습니다. 이용자들은 못생긴 이미지가 주는 의외성에 힐링 효과가 있다고 말하는 것으로 알려졌습니다.
Yep.
Tell us more.
Yeah, so this app, it's incredibly popular these days. They say that it topped China's free app rankings with about 400,000 daily downloads in the 7 days from April 30th to May 6th. And they're saying that probably a lot more people were using it because they had a holiday in there. So they were using that filters when they were shooting things and uploading or posting on social media. So this AI filter, it transforms your face or it transforms the picture, your portraits, so pictures of people into ugly, cute clay sculpture images that make you look like one of the characters from the stop motion animation films like Wallace and Gromit or Shaun the Sheep. And they're saying that people are finding this very therapeutic because they they are looking. It's I don't know. I don't even think it's that ugly. I think it's.
I thought it was
it's
adorable.
just adorable
Yeah.
and cute because I grew up, watching Wallace and Gromit and Shaun the Sheep, and I love those characters, and it makes you look like you're in one of those stop motion movies.
Yeah, but I guess it's different to the sort of filters that make you look like a model or a Hollywood star.
right.
Or,
The extra makeup on you or the
Yeah.
shading on you, right?
맞아요. 그래서 그 기존에 좀 얼굴을 예뻐 보이게 하는 필터랑은 좀 다르긴 한데 그 클레이 애니메이션처럼 만드는 필터입니다. 우리나라에서도 뭐 여러 앱을 통해서 할 수 있긴 한데
Yep.
현재 중국에서는 그 무료 앱 순위 1위가 바로 이 앱의 이 필터라고 하더라고요. 하루 평균 40만 다운로드 건수를 기록했다고
Yep.
합니다. 자, 첫 번째 표현은 take something by storm.
Right, take something by storm. So it means to have great and rapid success in a particular place or with a particular group of people.
네. 자, take 누구누구 by storm이라고 하면은 누구의 마음을 사로잡다 이런 뜻이 있을 수 있고요. 큰 성공을 거뒀다. 이 경우에는 큰 인기를 끌고 있다. 이 뜻입니다. therapeutic은 그 힐링이 된다는 거죠.
That's right. So, just as you mentioned, it means to have a healing effect or cause someone to feel happier and more relaxed or to feel more healthy.
Absolutely. 이게 좀 힐링이 된다라는 의미가 되겠어요. therapy라는 게 치료라는 뜻인데 therapeutic라는 거는 마치 치료가 되는 것 같아. 힐링이 돼. 이런 뜻입니다. 자, 다시 읽어볼게요. A new AI-powered filter that transforms portraits into ugly, cute clay sculpture images has taken China's social media by storm, with users saying that the surprises provided by the ugliness have therapeutic effects. And that's it for today's headlines.
A magnitude of 4.8 earthquake struck near the southwestern county of Buon on Wednesday morning, the strongest trembler to hit the country so far this year, causing walls to crack and other minor damage, but no injuries have been reported.
어제 아침 전북 부안군 인근에 올해 들어 가장 강력한 규모 4.8의 지진이 발생했습니다. 이로 인해 벽이 갈라지는 등 일부 경미한 피해가 있었으나 인명피해는 나오지 않았습니다. So, for those of our listeners who tuned in yesterday during our live show, the alert was sounded. And so on my phone and on Karen's phone and all of our staff members, we heard the sort of beep, beep, beep. And, it was during the live show. So we were all a little taken aback.
Sure.
We took a look at our phones and lo and behold, it said earthquake around Puan. So tell us more.
Well, the earthquake, I guess, as you mentioned, it happened during the live show. So it happened at 8:26 a.m. to be exact. The earthquake had a estimated depth of 8 kilometers. Now, Jola Bukdo, our North Jola province, if we were saying it
Yeah.
completely in English,
Sure.
rarely experiences earthquakes, right?
That's the thing.
Yeah, and it was the first time that it's ever experienced that there's ever been an earthquake with a magnitude of more than 4 in that region. And the thing that I found is obviously the fire department received a lot of phone calls from people in North Jola. They said about 80 calls, but the National Fire Agency said they received around 200 calls from residents in other regions. In North Chuncheongdo, we can understand that.
Yeah.
But they said even they received 7 calls from people in Seoul.
Oh, wow.
So I found that kind of shocking.
Yeah, exactly. I remember yesterday morning we had some listeners saying, I'm tuning in from Daejeon. I felt, shaking
Sure.
in the office. But we didn't have any listeners saying they felt it in Seoul. But as you said,
Apparently,
it was-
according to the
yeah.
National Fire Agency.
Wow. So there were several aftershocks and people did feel the trembler. Let's have a look at that expression.
Yeah, so this is an interesting word because I thought it was a typo when I first read it.
Okay.
So there's other words. There's temblor and tremor, which is actually the most common one. A small earthquake, not a big earthquake. Now, I had to look up this word trembler, and it's a little bit of sort of a controversial word, actually.
Is it?
It only first appeared like in the according to this one website I found in the early 1900s, and they say it might be a mashup of the words tembler and trembler with an ER, which is a person who trembles. So
right.
many English speakers do not consider trembler a legitimate English word.
Okay.
And I didn't either until I read this. But It is in the Oxford Dictionary.
And it means
A tremor, small
tremor.
earthquake.
아,
A small earthquake. Tremor is the word that I would use.
Right,
If I
you
was
do
writing
hear
this,
that
I
a
would
lot.
not put this word in because
Okay.
I didn't think it was an English word.
그래요. 영국 옥스퍼드 사전에는 등재되어 있지만 이제 레이 선생님이 좀 생소하다는 사견을 주셨습니다. 지진이라는 뜻이에요. 그래서 tremor와 함께 알아두시면 될 것 같고요. trembler라는 단어 Tremblor입니다. And there were reports of minor damage.
Sure, right. When something's damaged, it's something can be damaged. It's broken
Yeah,
or
yeah.
harmed.
Yeah.
We can think of damage that way. A person can be damaged if they're hurt emotionally.
Yesterday, there was a lot of property damage.
Sure.
You know, as it says here, cracks in walls. There was a broken window, I believe.
When things are broken, you can think
Yeah.
of it that way. When something breaks,
Exactly. But obviously no injuries.
which is
good.
the important part, right?
Yes.
At the end of the day, that's the most important part.
Absolutely. 자, 다시 한번 읽어보겠습니다. A magnitude 4.8 earthquake struck near the southwestern county of Buan on Wednesday morning, the strongest trembler to hit the country so far this year, causing walls to crack and other minor damage, but no injuries have been reported. Now let's move on to the second headline.
The global economy is expected to avoid a third consecutive drop in real GDP growth since a major post-pandemic jump in 2021, with 2024 growth stabilizing at 2.6%, according to the World Bank.
세계은행이 올해 세계 경제 성장률을 2.6%로 전망함에 따라 큰 폭의 상승세를 보인 2021년 이후 거듭 하락을 기록했던 세계 성장률이 3년 만에 처음으로 안정될 것으로 보입니다. So this is in line with what we saw last year. It's now steady. Is that
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's stable. According to the World Bank.
Right,
so,
right.
2023 was 2.6. So they're saying the growth outlook is the same. It's an increase actually of 0.2 percentage points from the World Bank's January forecast, and they're pointing. The main reason for this is the strength of the U.S. economy at the moment. That's what they're pointing to. Stronger than expected performance has really prompted them to lift their global outlook.
아, 그래요. 작년에도 2023년도 경제 성장률이 2.6%였거든요. 근데 올해도 이제 똑같이 스테디하게 갈 것으로 지금 전망이 되고 있는데 올 연초에는 실제 어떻게 될지 이제 모르는 상황이죠. 그때는 지금 2.6%보다는 좀 낮게 전망을 했었다가 지금은 2.6으로 다시 좀 상향 조정을 해서 전망을 하고 있는 겁니다. 그 이유 중에 가장 큰 이유는 미국 경제가 굉장히 strong하다라는 얘기를 해주셨고요. So we'll be avoiding a big drop.
Yeah, third consecutive drop in real GDP. So that's good. So if
Yeah.
you avoid something, you stay away from it.
Yeah.
I usually will use that a lot for people. You might not want to see your manager or something, your boss, so you avoid them all morning or all day. You prevent something. You can also think of it as preventing as well, to avoid something.
네, 피하다 아니면은 무언가를 방지하다라는 의미로 많이 쓰는데요. 사람한테 Ray, are you avoiding me? 이렇게 말하면 Ray, 나 피하는 거야 요즘? 이런 의미가 되겠고요. Avoid a catastrophe. 그러면은 재앙을 막다, 방지하다, 이런 피하다 의미로 쓸 수 있습니다.
I've been, as I mentioned, avoiding caffeine for the first hour or 90 minutes after I wake up.
Yeah,
As an
exactly.
example, I could use it that way too.
Yep. And what about stabilizing?
Stabilizing is when you stop something, a situation from changing too much. So we'll talk about prices a lot, right? If there's lots of fluctuations in prices, try to stabilize that. You can also think of it as stopping something from moving. So I've had lots of knee injuries in the past. So when you have an injury, you know, your ligaments might be stretched or
Yeah.
something like that. So they'll put a brace on your knee or any part of your body to stabilize it, to stop it from moving.
그렇죠. 크게 부상을 당하면은 특히 아까 뭐 무릎 많이 다치셨다고 했는데 그때 그 깁스 같은 거를 하잖아요. 브레이스를 채워서 안정시키는 거죠. 움직이지 않도록 하는 것이죠. 그래서 stabilizing 한다는 게 이렇게 고정시켜서 움직이지 않도록 안정적으로 한다라는 건데 이제 경제 얘기에서는 수치가 올라가기도 하고 내려가기도 하고 그러는데 그냥 쭉 그대로 갈 때 stabilizing 한다라고 얘기합니다.
stop something from changing or moving.
Exactly.
Being stable.
Yeah.
So we talk about a person. If a person is unstable, it means they're very emotional and their mood changes a lot. So sometimes people need medication or
Right.
whatever to stabilize their mood.
Yes. 자, 다시 한번 헤드라인 읽어보겠습니다. The global economy is expected to avoid a third consecutive drop in real GDP growth since a major post-pandemic jump in 2021, with 2024 growth stabilizing at 2.6%, according to the World Bank.
The average price of one serving of samgyeopsal in restaurants in Seoul has topped 20,000 won for the first time as the cost of dining out continues to surge.
외식 물가 상승세가 이어지는 가운데 서울에서 삼겹살 외식 1인분 평균 가격이 처음으로 2만 원을 넘어섰습니다. It's getting more expensive to eat out. I mean, 삼겹살 is not known to be expensive.
Some kinds are, I guess, but
yeah.
I know this is just
It used to be the more affordable meat.
right.
Not
right.
anymore.
No, nothing is anymore. It
Yeah.
feels, doesn't it?
Tell us more.
Right. So, according to the Korea Consumer Agency, they released this on Tuesday. The average cost of 200 grams of samgyeopsal or pork belly,
Yep.
if you wanted to explain it to somebody in English who didn't know that term, every foreigner in Korea knows samgyeopsal,
Right.
but maybe some of your friends who live abroad might not know, or they might ask, "Oh, what is this? I've heard of it." Anyway, so one serving, 200 grams. It was 20,083 won in Seoul last month. Now, what does that mean? So it's up 0.5% from April. So it's going up.
Yeah.
21% higher compared to 3 years ago. So that's quite big. And other items have gone up in price as well. Gimbap is up. The price of just gim in general is also
Yeah.
increasing. The prices of jjajangmyeon, bibimbap, kimchi jjigae, all the things that everybody who lives in Korea eats on a regular basis is all getting more expensive.
아, 그래요. 그래서 이제 삼겹살 같은 경우에는 2만 원 선을 넘어섰다라고 했는데 이 넘어서다라는 동사 보겠습니다. 굉장히 심플한 단어예요. To top. That's the verb to
Yes,
use
to
here.
top. So in this
Yeah.
case, it means to exceed an amount. It's topped it. So it topped 20,000, and as I read here, the average price was 20,083 won.
Yeah.
So just a small amount over, but nonetheless, it topped it.
네, 그렇습니다. 2만 83원 였다고 하는데요. 그래도 어쨌든 2만 원을 넘었으니까 삼겹살 topped 20,000 won. And dining out in general is more expensive.
Unfortunately, it is. And I like dining out, which
Yeah.
means going out to restaurants to eat. And it doesn't have to be dinner. It's any meal. If you dine out, you just go out to eat.
네. 외식하는 거를 영어로는 dine out. D-I-N-E, dine out라고 합니다. 자, 다시 한번 읽어볼게요. The average price of one serving of samgyeopsal in restaurants in Seoul has topped 20,000 won for the first time, as the cost of dining out continues to surge. Here's our next headline.
Pooh Bao, the first giant panda to be born in South Korea, has finally greeted the public at the Shenchuping Giant Panda Base in southwest China's Sichuan province, following 2 months of inspection, quarantine, and adaptation.
한국에서 중국으로 반환된 자이언트 판다 푸바오가 2달간의 검사와 격리, 적응 과정을 거치고 중국 남서부 스촨성 청두의 판다 선수핑 기지에서 드디어 일반 대중에 공개됐습니다. Tell us more, your favorite
Yes.
animal friend.
Yes, I'm a big Pooh Bao fan. Pooh Bao returned to China in early April and has been closely monitored since her arrival.
Yeah.
And on Wednesday, she finally came out into her new enclosure. There were dozens of visitors and international media there to see Pooh Bao. So they say Pooh Bao's done very well. And the biggest challenge officials at that Shenchuping base say is for her to fit into the panda family there.
Right.
That's one of the biggest things. But she's apparently been getting acquainted with her new friends while not being, I guess, in the enclosure, but
Sure.
getting to know them through smell and sound, they said.
Absolutely. 자, 이렇게 일반 대중에게 공개된 푸바오 소식인데요. 대중을 만났다, 공개됐다. 영어로는 she greeted the public.
Meet the people. But this is only for famous people, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
if I just walked outside, I'm not greeting the public because no one cares who I am,
No,
right?
don't say
But it's
that.
for things like for celebrities or the royal family. They'll
Yeah.
go out and greet the public sometimes, shake hands and kiss babies, and presidents and things like that do it as well.
네, 대중에게 인사하다, 대중 앞에 서다 이런 뜻이죠. Greet the public.
Meet the people, you could also say.
That's right. Well, Fu Bao went through some weeks of adaptation.
When you adapt to something, you become adjusted to new conditions. That's what it means here. I think like people have heard that term to be an early adapter.
Oh, yeah?
People who buy the newest gadgets, they're adapting. They're using something new. They're adjusting to it quicker than other people.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like anytime, like when you travel, it can take time to adapt to a new place, a new country, a new city.
The climate.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like when I first moved to Korea, I lived in Busan, and it took me a long time to adapt to the climate. Like I still sometimes maybe I haven't even adapted yet, but I would just be sweating all the time in Busan. And it wasn't even the summer. It was like, wow, I guess it was the summer.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it was so hot for me. It was the hottest place I'd ever been. And Busan's not that hot, right?
It's not the hottest place in
No,
Korea.
but it took me a long time to adapt.
네, 날씨에 적응하는 데 좀 애를 먹었군요. 이렇게 적응하는 거를 adapting이라고 하는데 adaption, 이 명사 형태가 되겠습니다. 적응이란 뜻이고요. 푸바오가 2달간의 이 적응 기간을 가졌었죠. 다시 한번 읽어보겠습니다. Fu Bao, the first giant panda to be born in South Korea, has finally greeted the public at the Shenshuping Giant Panda Base in southwest China's Sichuan province, following 2 months of inspection, quarantine, and adaptation. Here's our final headline.
The iconic Palace of Versailles in France was briefly evacuated on Tuesday afternoon after plumes of smoke were observed during roof renovations near the Marble Court, a section of the original chateau constructed in 1623 by French King Louis VIII. He constructed it himself?
Well, he had people
okay.
to do it.
Okay, thank you.
자, 프랑스의 대표적인 명소 베르사유 궁전에서 지난 화요일 오후 화재로 의심되는 연기가 포착돼 사람들이 대피하는 일이 있었습니다. 연기는 궁전 대리석 안뜰 근처의 지붕 보수 공사 현장에서 시작된 것으로 보입니다. Tell us more.
Well, the palace press office said there was no fire, but smoke was emanating from a quote-unquote hot zone in the wood in the roofing.
Okay.
The official said local firefighters put it out very quickly. There were no injuries or damage to the building or the collections inside. They say investigations are underway. The smoke was spotted around 3:15 in the afternoon. So, as the headline mentions, tourists were evacuated, but they were let back in 45 minutes later.
Okay, I see. Well, nonetheless, there were plumes of smoke.
Plumes. You can get long clouds, like long vertical clouds of smoke. I always think of from a chimney. If you see a factory and there's a chimney, and you see the smoke rising up in in a column.
Yeah.
That's a plume of smoke.
Exactly. column이라는 단어를 쓰셨는데요. 이게 기둥이에요. 그 구름 기둥, 연기 기둥 이런 것들을 영어로는 이제 column of smoke라고 할 수도 있지만 이 표현 쓰시면 됩니다. plumes of smoke. P-L-U-M-E-S. plumes of smoke.
Plume means feather as well, so maybe it kind of looks like that.
Right.
Maybe that's why they
feathery.
why they picked that word. I don't know.
Maybe. 자, 이렇게 불이 났기 때문에 그래서 연기, 기둥이 생긴 거죠. And this was observed during roof renovations.
Yeah, when you renovate something, you repair it or you improve something. So many people will do home renovations. Maybe they don't actually need to repair something, but just they want to modernize it. A lot of people will renovate I remember like my parents renovating the kitchen and the bathroom. Many people do that. Especially with older houses.
네, 우리 보수 공사할 때 레노베이팅 한다고 합니다. 외래어로도 요즘 많이 쓰는 것 같아요. 레노베이션이라고. 또 다시 한번 이 내용을 확인드리자면은 불이 나지는 않았습니다만 연기가 발생은 하기는 했었고요. 인명 피해 없었고 상황이 그 빠른 시간 안에 정리가 됐었다라고 합니다. 처음에 이렇게 연기 기둥이 목격된 게 오후 3시 15분경이었다라고 하는데요. 처음에 대피했었다가 대략 1시간 15분 후인 4시 반쯤에는 모든 상황이 정리가 돼서 다시 관광객이 베르사유 궁전 안에 들어갈 수 있었다고 합니다. 다시 한번 읽어볼게요. The iconic Palace of Versailles in France was briefly evacuated on Tuesday afternoon after plumes of smoke were observed during roof renovations near the Marble Court, a section of the original chateau constructed in 1623 by French King Louis XIII. I've just been told it should be Louis XIII.
Oh, I
although-
read it wrong. You're correct.
Yes. 네, 그렇습니다.